Today I wanted to talk about the one decision that people who want to lose weight make in order to help them reach their weight loss goal. But this decision actually ends up making them eat more, crave more, and feel hungrier. That decision is to go on a restricted diet. So what we do is we restrict what we eat. We restrict when we can eat. We restrict how much we can eat. So our entire lives start to become focused around food and what we can and can't do with it. The problem with that is that our brains are hardwired to make sure that we survive and thrive. And the minute, literally the very second we make a decision to go on a restricted diet, our brain goes into overdrive because it actually believes that it's going to starve. To combat that, what it does, and we really have to admire the brain for this, it does things like increasing your hunger. It will make you crave more. It will make you eat beyond the point of feeling full. And the reasoning behind it is, and this is taking us back to our prehistoric times, food was not available all the time. And so when there was a hunt, there was a kill, what our brains would do is make sure we ate as much as we could so that there could be long periods when we wouldn't get any food. So we would store that fat and be able to survive until the next time we did have food. And so in modern times, that hasn't changed. Our brains still react in that way. And when we understand that, when we understand the physiology and the biology of what our brains do when we go on a diet, it's so much easier to then not decide to restrict our food and instead do something that our brain can understand, that will not put our brain into panic mode, that will actually enable our brain to help us without it feeling panicky or thinking that it's actually harming us. And that decision, the better decision that you can make, is to actually make a commitment to yourself that each and every day you are going to focus on feeling full and satisfied. I know you're going to think, well, that might mean it takes me a lot of food to feel satisfied. That's going to just end up, I'm going to stay overweight or I'm going to gain more weight. But actually, it's the reverse. Dieting puts our brains and our body in a state of panic. It makes us focus on food, which makes us just want to eat all the time and feel hungry all the time and crave all the time. But instead, when we give ourselves the permission, the full permission without guilt to eat until we are full, until we are satisfied, what will gradually happen over time is the panic will leave your brain, the panic will leave your body, and gradually, slowly, you will start to crave less, you will start to feel hungry less often, and you will start to calm down around food, which will eventually mean that you will eat less. And this is the state you want to reach if you want to lose weight and if you want to lose it permanently. And think about this. If you have been dieting for a very long time and continuously you failed, could it be time to try something new? Could it be time to give yourself permission to eat rather than deny yourself food? That is exactly what I was stuck in for years. I was stuck in the dieting trap. I thought that you had to restrict. I thought that you had to reduce. I thought you had to forbid. And I was kept in a vicious cycle of binge starve because of it. And year on year, not only did I not lose any weight, I was generally heavier than the year before. So if you've been dieting for a long time and you've been failing for a long time, and you can recognize any of the traits that I've just explained to you about my experience, then why don't you try this? Why don't you make the commitment to stop dieting and instead focus on eating to feel full and satisfied, and see what will happen over time to your brain? Because believe me, you will start to see amazing results in your attitude and your relationship to food.